All right, welcome. Episode number 74, Illini Basketball Podcast, following a victory over Jackson State with nobody playing. That was, a good, exciting, game. Not really at all, but it was a win, so you got to take it. And,
That's
they
right.
gave up less than 50 points. Jackson State is horrible. And Illinois they did what they had to do. We saw more of the freshmen than we ever would have, so that was good, I think.
Yeah, I think
And
that's a great thing.
I
The freshmen getting playing time.
it is.
Seeing guys like Bosman Verdonk get playing time to see since he hasn't played in 2 years, basically seems like. I mean,
Yeah, he still plays more than Hutcherson, though, so that's good for him that he's able to do that. I thought Omar Payne was very good overall, especially defensively for the most part.
yeah,
And I
couple
think
blocks.
I wonder what they do tonight. I'm assuming that we'll obviously talk about that later, but that's a big thing to wonder about. Like, who starts the
Who
five?
starts? Yeah,
I would almost go. I mean, I feel like with looking at Arkansas State and what they are, I would probably think that they're going to go Hawkins just because they don't have very much size anyway.
yeah.
But I would go Payne personally.
And I mean, Hawkins is 6'10",
He is,
6'11".
but he's not
So
like a center, you know?
right, yeah, and it was weird because he kind of was basically the guard. He was the main guard, but of course, Curbelo, Frazier, and I assume Hutcherson is the third guard that Underwood talks about. That all three of those were out. So
Yeah.
when you don't have a true point guard, I mean, you just kind of
You have
go how
DeMonte
it is.
Williams trying to do too much. That's
Yeah,
what you have.
yeah, he
Which,
did.
they were destroying them, so it didn't matter, but
Right.
little
It did
much.
get a little iffy there towards the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Jackson State went on a little run. And Underwood did say, and this is why I think Hawkins might start, because Underwood is very high on him. After the game, he said, quote, he has no idea how good he's going to be. So, Underwood loves him. So,
Well, every time he's talked about on a social media post, especially Facebook, everybody says less talking, more playing, which, I think there's a limit to that. Definitely. I think he does do a little much out
he
there.
has he does have a mouthiness to him, I guess. But,
And I hope that doesn't, show up in Big Ten play in a big spot.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't mind it so much. I just hope it doesn't hurt them during, a Michigan game or,
he's going to get teed up multiple times.
Oh yeah. I I have a feeling that he is too.
Do they have a rule in college basketball where you get suspended for a certain amount of technicals?
I don't know.
I think they do that in the NBA, but I don't think. I doubt it. I mean, they have so many stupid kinds of suspensions that you wouldn't think that they'd have this one too.
Right.
AKA Kofi getting suspended, which is a joke, but that's is
yeah. So Illinois was out. I mean, you could arguably say they're four best players for this game.
That's a little much.
I mean, arguably. I know that you don't like Hutcherson because he hasn't played, but
three best players definitely, and then the fourth, I would say at this point, the fourth best player on the team is probably Hawkins. I mean, he's going to produce more. I mean, I think Plummer's good, but I'm not going to put him there. Maybe DeMonte.
Plummer's good. He's not afraid to shoot.
Yeah, if DeMonte's not running around trying to act like he's Io, then I think that he's fine.
Yeah. I think that he felt like he had to do more than what he
maybe they told him to test his ability. Let's see what you can do. Most of the time, you're kind of like a spot up shooter defender.
Yeah. But 2 for 11 from the field.
A lot of those were forced shots off the dribble, which is not what he does best with what we've seen over the last 4 years.
Right. So, I mean, like I said, it was a win. It wasn't pretty. I don't think anybody would say that it was even close to pretty, but.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the entire second half because I was so overwhelmed with how many games were going on. And Duke and Kentucky was very good.
It was a great game.
And I watched most of it. I was flipping back and forth. I had obviously multiple TVs on, not a big deal. But, I did not watch the entire second half, which I didn't feel like I had to because they were winning by 20 for most part.
They were.
And the backdoor cover by Jackson State on 24.5.
Yeah, nice three with 20 seconds left. So,
yep.
But I guess what did Plummer hit a three right before that? So
somebody did for Illinois. Yeah.
But My player of the game, I'm going to go with BBV. 2 years ago, I said he's going to be the breakout player. Maybe I was a little premature on that, but man, he is a big dude, and I think he's going to get a lot of time. 10 rebounds, 5 points, 3 assists, and he played his butt off. He actually played more than Payne did, surprisingly, but it worked.
Well, I feel like the amount of minutes that were divided up between everybody, I think one thing that stands out, other than BBV getting 21 minutes, is Melendez getting 18 minutes and being 2 for 7 from the field, which is not great. But I thought, honestly, overall, I would say Goody was probably the best freshman.
Yep. Yeah. And when Podzimski was in, he was hustling. I just don't think his game has caught up yet. I don't know. Goody looks like the best freshman by far.
Yeah, I think the other thing is Underwood maybe wants to limit the amount of lefties they have, because they have a billion lefties every season. So if you only got one out there, Plummer playing, then do you really need to have another one? I mean, you're going to have like 6 anyway, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, Omar Payne, like I said, I thought he was pretty good defensively. Only played 17 minutes, which is surprising. 2 for 2 from the field, did his job. And that's why I think Hawkins will probably start tonight, because I think that they're, number one, Arkansas State is even more undersized in their starting 5 than Jackson State, and they're younger in the front court. Yeah. So they got 2 guys in the front court, I think, are either one of them is a junior, one's a freshman or something like that. So, yeah.
But, we tried doing a watch party. I was sick that day. Didn't want to go over to Ethan's. So we did it like this, and it was very unsuccessful. We apologize.
Much harder than the first time we did that.
And then my internet was acting up. So we did the first half. Anybody that stopped by, we appreciate you stopping by. And sad news on top of that, we have to cancel the watch party on Monday. So
yeah, I mean, it is a non-Kofi game, so it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Kofi's going to be back after this, and hopefully we can do the Hall of Fame Classic games.
Yep.
The first one was Cincinnati, but we're going to try to do, like, most of the watch parties we've done overall haven't been like Big Ten play as much, at least the big ones. I mean, last season we did do multiple Big Ten games, but we're going to try to do more Big Ten games, I would assume, this season.
Yeah, and we're going to do, as many as we can. I really do like doing them. First game just didn't work out with my job. Monday doesn't work out. So my job kind of fluctuates how,
right.
When I got to work, I got to work. So, but we'll be back. Is the Hall of Fame Classic the next game after that?
Yeah, it's the 15th they play Marquette, and the 22nd they play Cincinnati.
Okay, all right.
And then there's like the Notre Dame game at the end of the month, which, I mean, I don't really know what's going to happen with that.
Monday game's at 5:30, right?
I think so.
Against Cincinnati. So
yeah, it's an earlier game.
Yeah, plan on us being back for that.
Hopefully we can.
Hopefully the Illinois-Arkansas game. Hopefully it's Illinois-Arkansas.
It better be.
Kansas State did not look good the other day, I saw. So.
And Arkansas was down 8 at the half to Mercer and ended up winning. So who knows what those teams are at this point. But Illinois will have Kofi back for that Cincinnati game, so that'll be big. But going back to a little bit of the Jackson State game, I think one thing that stands out is free throws again. 7 missed free throws.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was BBV that looked like he didn't know how to make them. 1 for 4.
1 for 4.
That was bad.
Grandison's still unreal at the free throw line. He went 4 for 4. So not as bad as it probably could have been. I mean, of course, Kofi could make but you got to think Kofi's going to line 10, 15 times a game. So that always hurts percentages too. But 67% roughly. Not
could be
great.
Better.
But they averaged last year 63. So,
which was, everybody but Grandison was inconsistent at the line pretty much. I mean, Frazier, I think, was pretty good. But I know you have your BBV propaganda machine, but I'm going to go. I mean, I think Grandison's easily the player of the game here. He's the most efficient. He was everywhere doing what he does, which is cutting everywhere on offense. What was he, 7 for 10 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 4 for 4 from the line, 20 points. I mean, he's everything that everybody thought Hutcherson was going to be, I think. Maybe minus the athleticism, but, producing and playing defense and doing what he's done the last 2 seasons. I mean, he's been kind of like an unsung hero because he's been overshadowed by everybody.
Yeah,
like
and you got
Miller overshadowed him last season.
Starting last year, I mean, once he started, that's when Illinois got hot. So I think Grandison's a great pick. I see, you know my love for BBV. So.
Right, you have that going. I get that. He did not. He did his job, and he played more minutes than he's probably going to play the rest of the season, I would guess, unless he plays a lot tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm very interested to see the comparison of minutes when Kofi's back between Payne and BBV. Like, I feel like Payne should probably play more, especially in like Big Ten games, but I don't know.
I don't know. I think just Payne on the offensive end is, but I mean,
you don't need to
get the ball that much. Yeah, that's right. But you think with the lineup that Illinois had that he could be more efficient than he is.
Would be.
I mean, but
I think with Payne, just the defense is really what he's going to do. Yeah. And I don't know.
He had 3 blocked shots. I mean, he
did his job.
He did but I mean, then he also had 3 rebounds. So
I think one thing that Underwood is probably thinking about here is that BBV's been in the system for multiple years now. Yeah. And this is Payne's first season. So I feel like early in the season, especially, Payne's not going to get as many minutes as maybe he will later in the season.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Underwood is very weird when it comes to minutes. So we know that by now.
And Underwood did say after the game, quote, "I could not be prouder of a bunch of guys in a locker room than I am tonight." And then he added, "I mean that." If you mean it, I don't think you have to say it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is. So,
I mean, win's a win, right? You got to get that done. A lot of the Big Ten kind of struggled in their games.
Yeah. College basketball was weird.
Arizona State, UC Riverside last night.
Yeah.
Holy hell. I cannot imagine losing on that.
Right. Yep. I agree.
But, you see, like we said, Indiana struggled. Ohio State struggled. Michigan was dominating the first half.
Ohio State should have got beat.
Yeah, they did. It should have, yeah. Michigan was dominating Buffalo in the first half, and then Buffalo made a run, made it kind of close at the end. Mm-hmm. Purdue dominated. Other than that, Nebraska is shoving it in my face. They stink.
Did Rutgers end up pulling that out last night?
Rutgers did win in overtime against Lehigh. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Lehigh's been relevant one time in their entire existence when they beat Duke. And Minnesota, they're so irrelevant that I don't even know what they did. I guess Iowa probably won. They were up a ton.
Yeah.
It was 23-3.
Trent Meacham said that Iowa looked good, so whatever that means.
They're going to be – I think they'll still be a little better than we think just because we don't like them, and the fact that we're ranking them like 9 or 10 out of 14. I feel like they might be 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
If Rutgers is going to stink like they looked, Rutgers, what the hell? I guess the thing that I missed with Rutgers was they have to rely so much on Harper and Baker now, especially losing Young and Miles Johnson.
One time when I looked, Baker had 3 points. I don't know what he ended up with.
Yeah, I'm not concerned too much about Rutgers this season when Illinois plays them because Cliff Omoruyi, who's their center now.
I was worried about him last year, but
they still had Miles Johnson and Jacob Young last season. That was huge. But Johnson gone, Omoruyi playing the 5 now. Kofi is going to eat him alive. So Kofi would do that tonight too. Kofi would have a 6'9" dude who weighs under 200 pounds guarding him tonight, probably.
That's what I'm saying. He's missing out on player of the year numbers. I don't know.
The dude who started at the 5 for Arkansas State, 6'9", 176. that dude would have no chance. But, I guess we'll talk about the commitments, which or the signings.
Signings. You can actually be fans of these guys now. They're officially Illini. So
and they did their job. They didn't pull any BS.
Yeah, Jaden Epps and Sincere Harris did sign their national letters of intent yesterday.
I don't know what happened there. But let me say this real quick. We did get those cringy, weird videos of Underwood making comments about these guys. Those are
Underwood did say, quote, "I think we have become a little bit of a guard you," in which Michigan fans went, nuts about, and we're posting.
I mean, he
all
said
over
a little
Twitter,
bit.
so.
I mean, it's not like he said that straight
Well, and
up.
he said we have become like recently since he's been there. Not
Look at the
Illinois
guards they've had.
been sending guards to the NBA for 20 years. That's not what he was trying to say. So,
last 5 years of Michigan basketball, they have not had a guard as good as Ayo Dosunmu.
Right.
The only guard that they've had in the last decade that I would say is probably better is Trey Burke. That's
well,
it.
Michigan fans, they made a big thing with the 9 guards that they've had go to the NBA, and who cares? But
I'm really only talking about like ball handling type point guards or smaller guards. Not
sure.
Like, not like the Duncan Robinson.
Yeah. Wagner and stuff.
Yeah, those guys are pretty much small forwards.
Yeah. And today is also Jaden Epps' 18th birthday. So happy birthday to him. I'm sure he's listening.
Absolutely.
We can't wait to have you at Illinois now that you're official and Ethan can cheer for you.
Unless he pulls a Mark Smith, right?
I don't. Can you pull out of that? Well, I mean, afterwards, yeah.
He could play,
play a year.
Yeah.
Sure. Underwood did talk about the fact of having Epps and Curbelo in the same backcourt together. But Underwood also did say that I don't know if Curbelo will be here next year. So
depends on how he plays.
Yep.
And he's the type of player that NBA scouts would probably really like if he knows how to shoot.
Yeah. If he gets his shot going.
Did you see that video that said when was the last time Illinois had a player or something like Ty Rodgers, and then Ant Wright quote tweeted and said Jeremy Richmond, and yeah, that ended well.
Ty Rodgers still hasn't committed, right?
Yeah, but people every time Illinois is mentioned in like a top 10, everybody thinks that they're going to get him, which
right.
I feel like we've learned our lesson on that for the most part. Ty Washington and those types, but these guys did what they were supposed to do, which was sign and not back out.
That's right.
And I'm not saying that you have to sign if you commit, but it's an etiquette thing, right? It's like golf.
Absolutely.
Etiquette. There's
certain golf yesterday, by the way.
I don't golf anymore at this point. Oh. I played Saturday. That's it.
My dad thought he saw you teeing off from the women's tees, so I said, "Yeah, that's probably Ethan."
I doubt that. If I was teeing off from the women's tees, I'd be over driving every par 4 like 370. So, it's not really comparable in terms of my skills. But so we got Damian Lillard coming here, and Sincere Harris, which I didn't know that his name was spelled like that.
That is how it's spelled, right?
I'm confused. I'm confused on the I and the E. Like I've seen different spellings with the I and the E every time.
See. Nope, it's SENCIRE.
I've seen it so many different ways.
Yeah.
He better come here because that's a cool name.
Supposedly he is the hardest working player Underwood has ever seen.
Okay. He said that about 5 or 6 guys, I'm sure. But are both of these guys right-handed?
I want to say Sincere's left-handed, but I don't know for sure.
That's kind of the sense that I got. With a name like that, you're probably left-handed.
How do you?
Epps has to be right-handed because he's,
Epps is right-handed for sure.
Yeah, he's Damian Lillard, right? So.
And his nickname is Buck.
Okay, I see right-handed layups and left-handed layups from Sincere Harris.
Well, why don't you not look at layups?
Well, it's pictures, I'm not looking at videos.
Definitely right-handed.
Oh, dodged a bullet. The era of lefties is going. Did we mention how he played?
This is really him.
He plays high school basketball where LeBron played. Did anybody know that?
Wait. Oh, he's left-handed.
Oh, sweet. We're back. So he played high school basketball at St. Vincent St. Mary's in Akron.
Very ambidextrous.
Which means that he's probably the next LeBron, right? Since he played there.
Correct. Best player ever to come out of there right here.
Other than, don't even count LeBron. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I don't know. He shot that 3 left-handed. Oh, yeah, he's left-handed. He's very good with his right hand, though.
Good.
Very
so
good.
there's your backcourt a few years from now.
Yep.
Epps and Harris, which could be a law firm name, honestly. Really much more than anything. It'd be pretty sweet.
Sincere right now is 62 nationally, so
that's not bad.
not bad.
It could go up too.
It can go up.
And then if it goes up to like number 10, then he's like, whoops, going to Kentucky. Or whoops, I'm going to like Duke. See ya. I wonder why why didn't AJ Griffin come to Illinois instead of Duke, Because his brother Allen was an Illinois superstar, He's very good. Did Allen Griffin declare for the draft and leave?
Yeah.
From Syracuse?
I think he left.
What a disaster. I'm so glad he transferred. I mean, he was,
I don't know.
He was okay. He had like one. Yeah,
he's playing in the G League.
Yeah, he's never going to make it to the NBA. He had
for the Rio Grande Valley Vipers.
He had 2 notable games at Illinois. The one where he couldn't miss against Northwestern and the game where he got thrown out at Purdue. So there you go. That's Allen Griffin for you. Don't even know how we got there, but we got there.
People.
Yep, not good. But Illinois did go on to win that game, didn't they? I think so. Yeah.
Undrafted, playing for the Vipers.
Well, that's just I don't want to go back to Purdue and have to work harder and not play as much or whatever. So there you go. And Syracuse stinks. So all right, Illinois plays Arkansas State tonight. 8 p.m. Central, of course, on Big Ten Plus, because why not?
On Big Ten Plus.
What's on Big Ten Network instead? I wonder. I'm gonna find that out.
If you guys need to watch, if you guys want to watch the game, text me. I'll give you my sign-in.
Exactly.
So my dad told me today, he's like, "Yeah, we got Big Ten Plus," and I'm like, "You could have just used mine and saved the $10, but
So this game's at 8:00. The first game on Big Ten Network is Michigan State and Western Michigan.
See, why couldn't this game be at 6 and Marquette be at 8:00? Then we could have done the watch party.
Indiana State Purdue is the game that's on Big Ten Network instead of this one, which does make sense because you have a Missouri Valley program that's like Tier 3 Missouri Valley, and you have like the team that's known as the best in the Big Ten, which I'm seeing a lot more people think Michigan's better, which is fair, but it's like it's too many unknowns for me to say Michigan's the best team in the conference.
I agree.
Even though some of their freshmen look very
I would rather say Purdue is.
Yeah, but I see a lot of people saying Michigan, which whatever. I guess they'll base it off of last season when like 3 of their biggest impact players are gone. 4, Livers, Smith, Wagner, and damn it, what the hell's the name of the other dude?
Shandy.
Well, I don't know about that. I think I forgot somebody of significance, but whatever. Who cares? Arkansas State is 1-0. They won 81-55 over the Harding Bison. I'm assuming that's like a D2 or D3 school.
Yeah, Harding. I have no idea.
Illinois would beat them 127-30, right? So that's kind of a fair assessment. The lineup that they have some very interesting players in this lineup. Very young, but they have a lot of guys using the free COVID year. Marquise Eaton is their starting. I don't know if he's their point guard, but he's the first one listed in their lineup. Marquise Eaton, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist in the first game, 6'2", 202. He's a senior. This is his 5th season. Then it gets interesting. I don't know if it's Desi Sills, 21 points, 2 assists. Desi. That's I guarantee that's what it is. What an idiot. I never even thought of that. Definitely. Junior in his 4th season. He's a transfer from Arkansas, so he can play.
Really?
No doubt. I think this is going to be a great matchup for Frazier or DeMonte.
He had 21 points last game.
Yep, 21 points. Caleb Fields, they're very small at guard. This is perfect for Illinois with Curbelo, Williams, and Frazier. Caleb Fields, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists in their first game, 6 foot, 192. I don't know if ESPN is inaccurate, just not counting like sophomore 3rd season. It was doing this for like every player, but not with Illinois. Like for Curbelo, it's still said, sophomore, but this dude said sophomore and it's his 3rd season.
So did did everybody get an extra year? Like, can Grandison come back next year?
I don't know. I don't know if the extra year does it only apply to this year?
I thought it was, but for some reason I've heard that
the next player, Norchad Omir, 15 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 6'7", 232. It says he's a freshman, but he played there last season. So
yeah,
I don't know if this is ESPN messing things up. Maybe I should look at their official website and check that out. But Keon Wesley, 6'9", 176 junior. It says second season, which doesn't even make sense. 8 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. So this is a lineup with 6 foot, 6'2", 6'2", 6'7", 6'9". Not a big lineup at all. Actually matches up quite perfectly for Illinois size-wise, which doesn't matter
without Kofi
all the way. But, yeah, without Kofi. If Kofi was playing, it's another game where he would have 600 rebounds. But, yeah, it's a good matchup.
Countdown to game day on their website.
4 hours, 34 minutes, 20 seconds. Whew.
Can listen to it on 107.9 KFIN.
So it says Caleb Fields is a sophomore. So I guess that's accurate. Who's the dude that's a freshman that played there last season? Norchad Omir. It still says freshman. This doesn't make any sense.
I can't even find their roster, so
Was he? I guess maybe they just didn't put red shirt, even though they usually put red shirt on these things. But he literally played every game last season. Or not every game, but he played 20. Maybe that was all their games. 23 games last season. And he's still a freshman this season. Doesn't make any sense. But they did play a total of 14 players in their first game, which isn't it's not. Most of those guys played very little minutes. Like there's a few guys that played like 2 minutes, but they used a lot of players. So we'll see if they do. I doubt they'll do that tonight. They play Texas Tech as well as Illinois. So those are really their 2 big power conference opponents in the non-conference play. And other than that, their schedule pretty light. Then they play in the Sun Belt. So I doubt that they're going to be an upper tier Sun Belt team. But who knows? I think that they'll be an interesting matchup for Illinois. They're a little bit better than Jackson State on paper. Yeah. They obviously have a dude who played at Arkansas last season, who probably was a 3 or 4 star coming out. I'm going to look that up now. But what are your thoughts on them?
I mean, I think that it's going to be definitely a tougher game than Jackson State. The big question is who's going to be back, right? Is Curbelo going to play? Is Frazier going to play? Has Underwood said that yet? Because
but people like to put it out there.
After the last game, Underwood said, "I'm going to bed tonight thinking I won't have any of them on Friday." So
that is the most BS thing you could say. I mean, he's just saying that to say
he said, well, I think he added until somebody tells me different. But
yeah, well, I don't see how Curbelo looked fine. I think he'll play. It's been a few days. Why not? And then Frazier, he got that injury 2 weeks ago, and he came back in the game. So I feel like it was more a precautionary thing than anything for him not to play. Yeah. And Hutcherson's never going to play. Let's just go with that. It's just not going to happen. Desi
I want to know if his tailbone was what was hurting him last year, or if this is something new. That's what I know they said back pain, but
it's got to be related
in that area. You know,
it's got to be related. Desi Sills was a 3-star coming out, so it seemed like he kind of committed to Arkansas when they weren't what they are now a few years ago.
Yeah, before
and then he probably didn't get to play because of Moses Moody last season, and now he goes to Arkansas State, which he's going to be the guy there. So gonna be an interesting matchup. I think looking at this lineup right now, and let's say Illinois' lineup is Curbelo, Frazier, DeMonte, Grandis, and Hawkins. Who do you match up with who?
Well, I think you put Frazier on the kid from Arkansas, right?
Sills, yeah. Probably Eaton versus DeMonte, 6'2".
Yeah.
Fields versus Curbelo, I would guess. I don't know how you go with
and then you can go either. Yeah, I think Grandison and Hawkins will.
I think Wesley versus Hawkins makes sense because Wesley's 6'9", 176.
Yeah, they're about the same size, and Grandison's about the same size as Omir.
Yeah.
Omiha. Okay.
And if Payne starts, you probably do the same thing matchup wise.
Yeah,
it lines up pretty well.
I don't think Payne's starting.
I doubt it, but I just feel like, it'd be interesting if he did. He did start the last game.
I know you're big on the Payne train.
I want him to get as many minutes as he can so he feels more comfortable when Kofi comes back to play his role properly.
True. I agree.
What year is Payne in at this point? I don't know why I don't know this. Is he a senior? Junior?
I think.
Yeah, he's not coming back next season. Maybe he does, I guess. If Kofi, I feel like Illinois is going to be in the market.
Kentucky with
probably. Yeah, that's how that works. Illinois is definitely going to be in the market for a transfer center, I bet, for next season. By the way, I forgot about the whole Antigua Coleman thing until I saw the Kentucky Duke game. They're like, oh, there's those douchebags in the sideline. So I forgot about all that.
Coleman just sat there, and Antigua actually stood up and did something.
Yeah, Coleman doesn't know what he's doing. Is basically his job is to make lame ass cringe workout videos of how pumped up he is and how much he does. Oh man, I was about to drop an F-bomb right on everybody's faces right there, but I stopped. That was sweet.
48 seconds ago, Coleman or Hutcherson may be back by late November.
He ain't playing.
Is the word on the streets? That is not official from anybody, but that is the word on the Twitter streets.
Yeah, well, he just it's over. Give it up at this point. Jesus. Haslametrics and KenPom numbers. It's where these things, get very interesting.
This is where it matters, right? I mean,
sure, why not? We'll go with that. Overall, Illinois is number 6 on Haslametrics and number 5 on KenPom. Arkansas State is 183 on Haslametrics, 185 on KenPom. Offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency. Offensively, Illinois number 11 on Haslametrics, 14th on KenPom. Arkansas State 155 and 153. That is, of course, Haslametrics and KenPom in order. Duh. Defensive efficiency, Illinois number 4 and number 1. Wow. And then Arkansas State number 209 and 239. So I feel like it helps that Illinois gave up 47 points last game. Probably helps.
Yeah.
And gave up is like Jackson State terrible, but it does help. I'm assuming that helps the stats. So good numbers, number 1 overall defense on.
That's impressive. I mean, that counts the last game because they gave up 47 or what?
I'm assuming, yeah.
What were they going into this one or going into Jackson State?
Can
you look that up?
I can, yeah.
I bet I can get it before you.
I hope you do.
2.
They were number 2. Got it. They were number 5 on Haslametrics, and now they're number 4. The top 5 right now in college basketball and defensive efficiency on KenPom is Illinois, Michigan, Memphis, Kansas, Gonzaga. So, and offensively,
was Gonzaga on TV?
I don't think they were on TV, no. But one thing that's hilarious to me is
tomorrow, right?
Texas. Yeah, and you got UCLA Villanova at like midnight tonight, pretty much. But that's a good game.
Yeah.
Chet Holmgren is so skinny, dude. I mean, Jesus. I wonder how Kofi would play against him. I kind of hope that matchup happens at some point. It's a damn shame we couldn't have it scheduled. Gonzaga's ducking Illinois when they're good because remember at Maui, Io's freshman year would have had them beat if Io was anywhere near what he became because Frazier was the only dude who showed up for that game.
Yeah.
But Mark Few doing what he does best, which is dodge Illinois like it's nobody's business. Really dodged the Big Ten. He's scared of the Big Ten.
Sounds right.
But, predictions for this game. What do you got?
I'm going to go with Illinois not covering the spread again.
What is the spread again? 20?
Did you say 20? I don't
know.
Illinois winning 83-65. I think that Goody is going to have 4 threes this game. That's my big prediction.
I hope so. I'll take Illinois 78-64. So 14 points. Totally fair. This is me assuming that Curbelo and Frazier will play.
Correct. This is yes.
If they don't,
that.
If they don't, I'm thinking a single-digit win would be what would happen if I had to guess. Which could get a little dicey. You don't want to end up like Rutgers against Lehigh or Indiana against Eastern Michigan or Ohio State against Akron, which Akron is better.
They were all full strength while Ohio State was down one guy.
Yeah, Kyle Young. I'm sure he's going to light up the scoreboard when he plays. If they would have been down Suing as well, that would have been a big deal. But Suing was playing hurt. So this is Illinois. Really, their one of their final. They have a couple other non-conference games against opponents that aren't like top 100 teams,
right?
Or top 150. So this is one you want to win. You want to be 2-0 going into Marquette. You're not going to have Kofi back, but hopefully you have everybody else back. Even though we all know Hutcherson's not going to play Monday. because he's probably never going to play again, if we're being honest. But yeah, you got a big stretch coming up after this, but you don't want to look ahead. You don't want to look ahead.
Right. One game at a time.
Win this game and go.
What's their slogan this year? One more is Illinois'.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I mean, who knows at this point?
Pretty sure. I wasn't a fan of. Well, I think last year was all in, right? I don't know about one more. One more is a little weird.
Yeah, it seems kind of stupid.
Don't we want like 1 billion more?
We do.
I just won.
Yeah, so. Exactly. It's stupid. Typical college, basketball slogans are mostly stupid. But yeah, we'll be back for number 75 on Monday, I'm assuming, or Sunday.
Sunday, Monday. I don't know.
One of the two. We'll be talking about this game, then getting you ready for Marquette.
I'm pretty busy Monday. Let's do Sunday night-ish.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. 6.
We'll see you on Monday. Number 75 on Monday. Goodbye.